Alright guys, we'll give them about another minute for other people to join. But whoa, almost dropped my camera here. We'll be going through our Algebra 2 notes here, and it looks like some people are on here, and then kind of help you guys out with the homework a little bit. But this should be a really easy section here. What we're doing is just going backwards and finding the center and the radius from a circle, or from the equation. Okay, I'll get this started. So this is pretty simple. So if we start out with an equation, x squared plus y squared equals 100, we can always use the standard form here, which x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where the center is at hk and the radius is r. So if we look at this equation here, to find the center, we look to see what numbers are being subtracted by the x squared and the y squared. And since there's really nothing else, and we won't do completing the square until tomorrow, the center for this problem would be, 0, because nothing is being subtracted from the x, and then 0 from the y, because nothing is being subtracted from the y. The radius is simply just the last number here inside the square root. So a square root of 100 is 10. Now in the notes it goes over some more things here. We're asking you to find other points. This would be more important if we were trying to graph by hand. But since we really can't do that using any of the technology that we have, and I'm not going to have you guys do paper copies since we're away, that stuff I'm going to say is not really important right now. But can we look at an equation and find the center and the radius? That's what we want to do. What do you mean by subtracting? So is there a number here that's being subtracted by the x? So technically we could rewrite this as x minus 0 squared, because that's the same thing as x squared. And we could also change that to y minus 0 squared. So if we look at the next example, it'd probably make a little bit more sense, because if we look, there's some actual numbers next to the x and y, so that will change what our center is. Alrighty, so yeah, no problem. In our next example here, we got not x squared, but x plus 2 squared, and then plus y minus 3 squared equals 121. So remember our standard form equation, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So our center, we look to see what's being subtracted from the x and the y. Well, if there's being a 2 added to the x, what's being subtracted is a negative 2, because we could change that to x minus negative 2 squared. And then the k, which is just y minus 3, so that means a 3 is being subtracted from the y. So the center is at negative 2, 3. The radius is just simply the square root of the last number, 121. I'm going to try to keep this simple enough for you guys that we don't have to worry about using radicals or decimals or anything. So normally in class we probably would have a couple examples where we'd have to break this down, but this doesn't. That just comes out to be straight up 11. Okay. So any questions? No, we can just start going through the homework. So all we're doing here is just identifying from the equation where our center is, and the way to think of it is what's being subtracted, or just name the opposite of what's next to the x and y's. -2, +3. And then the last number here, take the square root of it, and we get the radius. So I'm going to, hopefully we can see this. It's a nice sunny day out here in Canal. Adjust my, you know what, I'm probably going to have to move the blinds here. Lovely old blinds in our guest bedroom. Uh-oh. Can we see that? I'm going to zoom this up here. Not much better, but better. All right, we'll zoom up here. My mouse go? Oh well. Okay, so homework. Just go through these real quick here. So remember, the center is just going to be the opposite of what's being happened to the x and the y. So if we got a x -1 and y +3, it's going to be opposite here. It's going to be a +1, -3 center, and then the radius is the square root of the last number. So that radius would be 2. All right, keep it rolling here. Next problem, same thing. So name the opposite for the center. This would be a +2x, or just put 2, and then a -1 on the y, so 2 -1, and then the radius would be the square root of the last number, 4. Okay. I mean, feel free to do these on your own, guys, if you really want to test, but I'm just making a key here, so if people get stuck, they can always go back. So it's always good to, you know, kind of pause the video if you're watching this on YouTube and try your own. All right, so here we go. Same thing, opposite. So this would be a +1, -4y. The radius would be the square root of 9, which is 3. And then last question here. All right, opposite. So if it's in -13, we're going to put a +13 here. And then if it's a +13, we're going to put a -13 here. So 13, -13, and then the radius would be the square root of that, 4. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Today's a pretty easy lesson. Tomorrow will be the tough one. Tomorrow we'll be completing the square. And then Friday we'll have the homework quiz. So are you posting these on YouTube? If so, what's the channel name? Yeah, I post these on YouTube. What I do is after I'm done recording here, I save this to my story, and then I upload that story video to my YouTube channel, and I post that link on Canvas. So the YouTube channel is, I don't even know what the name of it is. Good question. My YouTube, I think it's just called Justin Rysz. It's through my, but if you honestly Google Justin Rysz, you'll find some old college videos that I'm kind of embarrassed of. But, so this was calculus from this morning. Yeah, just Justin Rysz. I usually just type in Mr. Rysz, LHS, and then the class. So I'm sure if you search that in YouTube, Mr. Rysz, LHS, Algebra II. Yeah, you get some of the videos from before. But I do what I do, if you look through the modules, after each lesson I go back and I put, okay, this was today's live session, and click that and open it in a new window, and it goes straight to that YouTube video. Okay. You guys have any other questions? So today was the easy one. Tomorrow will be a little bit tougher. Yeah, no problem. You guys are welcome. Yeah, tomorrow will be the one I'd probably say maybe try to get started on it a little bit. But, yeah, tomorrow will be the video you'll probably want to watch over again. Alrighty. That's pretty much it. If you guys need any other help, don't forget you can always email me. I pretty much keep my email open all day until 3 o'clock. Then after that, I try to... Kid wakes up from nap time and we got to play. All right. Have a good one. Enjoy these days. You guys are killing it. Awesome job.